In this next video, we are going to be showing you how to charge for Google searches. Alright, so this is a pretty common task that we have customers asking us for because they do not have access to a computer and they would like for us to research an issue for them. So suppose that you have a customer and he writes you a service request form and he wants to know, hey, listen, I want you to Google search, let's say the French Revolution for me and print me off some information. So usually on our service request form, we tell the customer to let us know how long they want you to search for max. And so we charge in 10-minute search blocks. So if they say, I want you to Google search the French Revolution, well, that's a huge subject. And so they might say, hey, research for 20 minutes, or they might say research for only one 10-minute block. And for every 10-minute block that we research, we can click research as a category, and Google search is the first one that comes up. So the quantity is for how much time you spent. And they might request something very specific, or they might give you something a broader term. And usually they'll say, hey, listen, I want you to search for this long. And we tell them usually to tell us how many pages they would like us to print out max. If they do not tell us how many pages to print out maximum, we usually only stop at 5. Okay, so we stop at 5 pages maximum. Usually I try to keep it around 3 or 4 because you can fit 5 pages into an envelope on one stamp. So you have to consider the receipt and the service request form that you're going to be sending back to them. But usually I try to get it around 3 pages, but 5 at the most if I can't help it. So let's say in this hypothetical situation, this person wants us to Google search the French Revolution for a novel that he is writing, and he wants us to send him some information on it. He says, search only for 10 minutes and send me up to 5 pages on the matter. So what we are going to do is we are going to type in 1, since he said only 10 minutes, and we are going to add that task in here. We're going to leave a customer comment that says, charge for Googling French Revolution. All right, then we're going to click add content so they know exactly what this Google charge is for. Now, the next thing that we're going to be doing is we are going to be opening up a Google. And we are going to be going to Google. And in Chrome, you can just use the Omnibar, which is a Google bar. So we can type in French Revolution, boom. And the first thing that comes up is Wikipedia. So that's the easiest thing to do. The next thing we have is facts and summary. So we can just go to Wikipedia here and we'll just look at this. So as you can see, all of this is available here. It's a huge amount of pages that you can press on it. So what we're going to do is we're going to click print, and you can see it's a total of 46 pages of paper. All right. So what we are going to do here is we are going to print the first 5 pages. Since this is a huge subject and they didn't tell us specifically what they want, we're just going to print, the first few pages because obviously it shows just a general synopsis at the top. And so what we're going to do is I'm going to say pages ranges 1 through 5, right? So instead of clicking all 1 through 5, and I'll say total 5 sheets of paper, then I'm going to click print. All right, and we're going to print that out. So after I've printed it out and I've printed 5 pages, we have one more charge because we charge them for printing. All right, so we're going to go printing, and then it's going to click all the way at the bottom. It's going to say print search results black and white. We're going to click that. And since we printed 5 pages, we're going to type 5, press enter, and now we have 2 charges. So that's self-explanatory. I don't really need to leave a comment. So now what we're going to do is we forgot to punch in. So I'll just start doing that now so you can get in the habit as well. So we have done this Google search for him. We have printed out the pages and charged him for that appropriately. But now what we have is we have 5 pages of printing material, plus we have 1 page for the receipt that we know is going to come when we print off the receipt for the customer, and 1 page for the service request form that we send back with every single letter. So this being said, what do we do now? So now we would have to charge them for extra postage. So we would go other, and we would go into extra postage and charge them appropriately. So I'm not going to get into that because we are going to make a separate video on extra postage. If you would like to see that, please just go to the YouTube channel and you can look it up and find it and watch it, and it'll get into a real detailed explanation on how much you charge for all that stuff. So, but for now, since we have Googled this topic for them, we see that it only took us a couple minutes to do this. So if you don't need the full 10-minute block, it doesn't matter. You still charge them the same. Well, it's best, obviously, if you can use as little time as possible in your search because you're going to make the most money and, obviously use your time more efficiently. We could also just, if we want to, check to see the next link and see if maybe it's a little bit better Well, see, this is a little bit shorter, so that might be something to consider printing as well too. So obviously it's your discretion. But that being said, that is how you do a Google search. That is how you charge for the Google search. And like I said, if they ended up telling you, hey, take more than 10 minutes, you could take a whole bunch of time. If they said, hey, take 20 minutes and print me up to 30 pages total, you could go to a few different sites and find them different stuff. Just give them a good amount of material for their money, charge them appropriately, and when you're done, you can close the work order as usual. You print it out. This is what the receipt would look like. Obviously, we're not going to get into that till we go into that video. Click finish, and when we punch out for 0.3 minutes, we've charged 350 credits that we've made total off of that, and we charge basically $109 an hour for just that simple Google search. So as you can see, the money's pretty good. So that concludes our video for how to Google search, and if you have any questions, you can go to the Facebook page and someone there will be happy to help you, or just leave a comment below and someone will get back to you here too.